Oh, I'm just out here using my Craig Harbor Freight flush trim and building a outfield table with some cedar pallets, some 2x4s, and watching Lord of the Rings.
I don't know how long they taught you.
This is what I do in the shop, and this is what I love to do. Alright guys, just got back from the sawmill. Then I had to run to town because my Lowe's doesn't have 1/2 inch 4x8 MDF. So where I was at, I went ahead and went to Home Depot just to check on some Milwaukee stuff. But I got that cut up for my outfeed table for the table saw. Picked up some maple and sassafras. And then we had to get some dog food. And then I'm gonna run these to the table saw and make them for stickers for the slabs that I'm cutting of the oak. Finally found my microphone. It was in one of my jackets. So it's a little kit that I got off of Amazon. That piece goes to your iPhone, and then it's Bluetooth. This is the microphone here. And then this cube keeps them charged, and then you just charge up the cube, and then it will tell you the battery life. And here's all the wood that I got from the sawmill. So I think I got one 5/4 board, I don't know what length, maybe 10 foot or something, of ash, and then I've got about 10 or 12 5/4 maple. Some of it is ambrosia, and then I've got sassafras. So I've got all this right here in this stack for $200, pretty reasonable price. And then I've got to get pick these up at a Home Depot, cut them in 1-inch sections, and then use them as stickers for the slabs. And I did bring a bunch of my sweet gum slabs in the garage to help somewhat have the same climate and temperature controlled in here. So I'll probably put the shop back to the Delta and then cut those strips up right quick. Out here working in the shop. This is the outfeed table update for table saw. I wanted to do, this is stain. I don't know what shade it is, but I wanted to do black stain, and then I was gonna do, I got some cedar pieces right here, and I was gonna do cedar on the sides, and then I'm gonna put a piece of plywood on the bottom. But I was wanting to just do black, but I couldn't find my black stain. So I threw this dark brown stain up here. It's a lot darker than what it is on camera. And in person it looks pretty good, so I'm okay with it. I ended up putting wheels at each post, and all I've got to do is just put some plywood on the bottom, and that would be some storage there. I could probably put my shop vac in there if I wanted to, or set sanders, vacuums, whatever. But I'm working on this ambrosia maple. I'm gonna make it into one of my steering wheel tables. And I sold my joiner, so I already got the face of it flat. I just needed to get a straight edge. So when I was cutting up all that MDF, I've got a straight edge of MDF, and I just ran it through the table saw. So now I have a joiner edge, and basically all I did, all right, I'm gonna take this off without breaking it. All right, good, it worked. So basically I just took a long strip of double-sided tape and connected them two together. So now I have a straight edge. I gotta get a bag in my trash can. So now I've got a straight edge to run reference off of my fence now. So it's pretty good to me. Just gonna get this edge square to this, and then I'm gonna put my jig up there and figure out how I want to cut it. Because what I need is a straight edge so I can cross cut it on my sled here. And then my jig is right here, so I just put double-sided tape on that, put it on here, run it through the router, and then boom, put the finished touches on it, and then I'll have the table complete. Just put some of this polyurethane, still warm, ultra flat, so it's not gonna have this sheen that it has right now. But check out this work table, man. I just did the top with the polyurethane. But I got my lines straight enough to where I can actually wet sand this and buff it out to where it would be, you know, almost have like that epoxy look to it. I used the foam brush, and then once I soaked everything, I did a last run through of just taking the foam brush and going from here all the way out, just full length strokes, symmetrical, and that's basically how I paint walls and ceilings and houses. So it just gives it a really nice look to it. All right, I'm out here working in the shop. The top here is pretty much dry. I think it came out pretty well. And then I also ripped a sheet of plywood here. It's 37 by 30. And I got that screwed in there. So basically the frame of the outfeed table is built. I do have to run the miter slots in here, so I've got to run up a jig and take the router through it. But I might build some stuff on the sides, like put those little pieces of cedar here on the sides just to kind of clean it up a little bit. But I did build this joiner jig since I sold my joiner, and then I got these little, I don't know what they're called, but I got them from Harbor Freight, and I had to put the handle in the vise because for some reason I didn't think that when I have these on here like this and I go to close it, I didn't check clearance for the fence. Now what I could do is cut on the left side of the blade and use this thin rip jig, but I didn't feel like using that. But if I have to use it, I will. My fence is about 3 inches tall, and this is like 1.25 inches with the MDF and 3/4 BC plywood. So I just got it glued in right now. And when I put these mounts, I'm going to put 1.25 inch screws in it. So it is basically going to be screwed once I put these mounts up here. Really, all you have to do is have double-sided tape and put your piece that you're working with on a straight edge jig like this here, and then just run it across the fence. That's what I did with this maple board right here. But I've got my tung oil mix on the board. I'm going to let it dry tonight and then put another coat on it, and then after that, depending on how it looks, I'll put some of my beeswax up there, and then it would be good to go. And here's my straight line jig complete. So what I did was bent these handles up in the vise. So it's a pretty close fit, but it clears, and I'll be able to run this through on this side of the fence instead of the other side. So I think what I'm gonna do is just give it a light sand, clean up any spots like the underneath. I think I got a glue drip right there, so sand that off, and then I'll probably put some finish or maybe just some paste wax on it just to protect it. And then I'm probably gonna clean up this edge, run this side on the fence because it is straight on both sides, just to where I can clean up this side some. And what I noticed is I have it flush with this MDF, like the plywood is flush on the side with the MDF, but it's a little off cut on top. So there is a gap, but it is flush with the fence. So